Now that the base of our Ironman has been set, it is time to set out and achieve a new set of goals. These goals include buying the most important items from the Mage Training Arena, finishing Mage Arena 1 and 2, achieving our best in slot Magic Cave, completing Barrows for all needed items, completing Recipe for Disaster, and unlocking the very important Barrows gloves, setting out to achieve 70 Prayer, and unlocking Chivalry. And finally, the penultimate goal of Season 2, completing Monkey Madness 2, giving us access to demonic gorillas and eventually Zenyte jewelry. Welcome to Season 2. The adventure begins. Alright guys, welcome to episode 9 of our Ironman series. In our last episode, we were able to finish off our Mage Training Arena grind and buy all of our items, which was awesome. For this episode, I have a lot planned, with our big focus going to be on completing lots of major quests. So first off, we're going to be completing the Lost Tribe for the Doritian Crossbow. Then we're going to do Fremy Isles for the Helm of Night Is Not. Then we're going to complete Desert Treasure to unlock Ancient Magics. And on top of this, we're going to start Recipe for Disaster to complete the Pirate Pete and the Dwarven mini-quest. We want these so I can unlock the Fishbowl Helmet to start camping for Seaweed Spores for our crafting grind. And then we also want to unlock the Dwarven Rock Cake to help us out in our Nightmare Zone grind, which we will need to imbue our Black Mask. On top of this, I want to finish off level 70 defense before we head off to Barrows, as well as finish Mage Training, or the Mage Arena 1 and 2 to unlock our imbued God Capes. Lastly, I plan on ending the episode with our first ever run of Barrows on the account to see if we can get lucky. But before we get into that, I have a major farm run. I have 5 yew trees and 3 mahogany trees that I need to check and replant. So let's go ahead and kick off the episode by getting some massive farming gains. Alrighty, that was a awesome farm run. We gained 88.8k farming experience from that tree run there. Beautiful. As you saw, we unlocked level 65 farming, which is a huge level because we can now do medium tier contracts at the farming guild, and I believe we can also start planting our Hespori seeds, which I believe we have a few in the bank. I've never done Hespori before, but I bet our stats are probably good enough that we'd be able to take it on, so I might have to go slap one of those in the patch at the farming guild, and maybe we'll be able to take that on in a couple of days. Alright, there is the Lost Tribe quest completed. You can now head down to the Doritian Mines, and I think we're going to go ahead and do that now, buy our crossbow, and get some bolts. I'm not sure how many I want to go for. I'm thinking somewhere around 40k just to like make sure I only have to do this once, and we can just AFK for hours and hours and hours if we want to, but I might just start with something like 20,000. I'm sure that'll be more than enough. So we'll probably do like 20,000 to start, and if we ever need to, we can just come back. Alright, well, that should be just about the end of the Fremnic Isles. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and slap this XP on defense, just to kind of, since we're getting close to 70 there. This quest is awesome because that unlocks the Helm of Night Is Not for us, which is, of course, one of the best helmets in the game. It's going to be a huge upgrade over our Rune Full Helm. Definitely been looking forward to unlocking this. Can't wait to use it. But yeah, so that is 2 of our quests out of the way so far. Next, we are going to do Desert Treasure. However, we still have some prerequisite quests to knock out before we do Desert Treasure, so I'm just going to go ahead and quickly knock those out, and then we can get started on the awesome adventure that is Desert Treasure and get those ancient magics. Ooh, I actually got a little construction level there from that quest, always nice. But yeah, let's go knock out the rest of those quests. Also, before we go and do that, just look at how pog this gear is. I forgot how sick this outfit is. Honestly, the yak hide with the shield and the Helm of Night Is Not, and D-Sim. That's a good looking setup right there. Bam, bam, bam. Now that we have completed our prerequisite quests, it is time to get started on Desert Treasure. Excited to do this. It's a pretty iconic quest. I've only done it, I think, one time though, maybe twice. So I'll definitely be using a guide, but I'm excited to get this quest over with. There is Desert Treasure completed. Another huge milestone for the account. Now at 118 quest points. I did some looking and I have 9 quests left that I need to complete to have every single quest requirement for completing Recipe for Disaster. 2 of those are the Heroes and Legends quests. Those are kind of the 2 big ones that I have left, and basically just the prerequisites for those. So over the course of the next couple of episodes, I'll be knocking those out because I want to try. I may not get Barrows gloves before I start doing Barrows, but I for sure want to have Barrows gloves before I head off to Zulrah. So we'll be working towards that goal over the next 2 or 3 episodes. We are back at the Ammonite Crabs doing a little bit of AFKing while we're editing some videos, and as you can see here, we actually also just hit level 71 hit points. That was actually a big level because that put us over the 85 combat mark, which unlocks Neve for Slayer tasks. I think I'm going to stick with Konar for now, just until we can unlock our Slayer helm, just because the Brimstone keys are nice, and we also get more points, but after that, we'll probably look at switching over to Neve. But with a couple more hits here, we should be getting level 69 defense. Beautiful. There that is. So 1 more level to go, AFKing, and then we're going to hit 70 defense, which was our goal before we headed off to Barrows at the end of this episode. After this, whenever I AFK Ammonite Crabs, it'll probably be a mix between range and attack. I'd like to get level 70 attack for the whip, even though it'll be a long time before we ever get that. But I think 70 attack is just a good milestone to keep it at. But we'll also be switching off and getting some range because I would like to get all the way up to level 80 range and 80 magic as well for when we eventually take on Zulrah. I had to kill some cockatrices to get some limpwort roots to complete the Temple of Ikov, and while doing that I actually managed to get a medium clue scroll, which I went through and did, and we now have a casket, so let's go ahead and open this up and see what we get. Alright, Addy Battle Axe, Dehab Body, Earth Rune, so nothing too good, but yeah, I plan on 0 timing Ranger Boots. I don't think I'm gonna like specifically ever hunt out medium clues. I think I'm just gonna kind of do them as I get them with certain monsters, and if I get to a point where eventually I just need to grind them out, I'll do that. But for right now, you know, I think if I ever get God D had boots from hard clues, which I love doing, those will be good enough until we eventually get ranger boots from 0 timing that grind. Doing a quick little birdhouse run, and there is level 56 hunter. No unlocks there, but always nice to see those hunter levels coming in. We have gone all the way from level 10 to 56 purely off birdhouses. I am so glad that these were put in the game. I have honestly never like legitimately trained hunter before. I've only ever trained it using birdhouses, so that's super nice to see. I think we need something around 60 or 70. I can't remember what the specific level is for Monkey Madness 2, but having that knocked out without having to ever actually train Hunter whenever we get around to doing Monkey Madness 2 is going to be awesome. And there is the beautiful level 70 defense. We can now equip Elf Crystal, Armadillo Armor, the Verdant Defender, Barrows, Boots of Brimstone, and the Night is Not face card. So that is a huge milestone level for us. Most importantly is going to be that Barrows armor. That'll probably be the first thing we unlock out of all of those. So definitely looking forward to that Barrows grind now. So yeah, now whenever we decide to AFK, I'm probably going to be training range until we hit 80, just because right now I'm focusing more on range and mage. Once we start getting a little bit higher in the Slayer grind is probably when I'll start focusing more on my melee stats, including that attack level, getting that up to 70. So that way once we get to 85, we can get that Abyssal Whip and start training all our melee stats more efficiently. But yeah, I think for now, whenever we AFK at Ammonite Crabs when we're doing other stuff, we're definitely going to be focusing on range. That is why we unlocked the Dorkshin crossbow and bought 20,000 bolts. So yeah. So something else I want to do aside from AFKing Ammonite Crabs is whenever I'm trying to do something that's more AFK that I don't have to pay attention to is I'm also going to be working in the Motherlode mine. One of my goals is to get to level 75 mining. I don't think there's any specific unlocks at that level, but it's just kind of a nice round level. And I want to be doing that because I want to be banking all that gold ore, all the coal, mithril, all of that stuff, because I want to be getting my smithing up pretty high. Eventually we're probably going to be needing like adamant bolts and stuff like that. I know that skeletal wyverns drop that, but that could be a decent ways off. But yeah, and I just really want to get that smithing level up because there's lots of good things that we can create with that, some money makers that we can do. So yeah, anytime I'm just going to be AFKing, I'll probably either be AFKing at Ammonite Crabs or here in the Motherlode mine, trying to get those golden nuggets to unlock the upper tier floors in the bigger bag, as well as the full prospector, which I know that we will need for, I believe, the hard Falador diaries is one of those tasks. So yeah, just be a good thing to do. And there is a level 60 mining. Used to be a super iconic level, unlocking the mining guild. I have not been to the mining guild, I think, since they updated it however long ago. So we'll have to go ahead and check that out here one of these days. But yep, a couple levels so far, just AFKing at the Motherlode mine. Again, we're going for 75, so wonder how long it'll take us. We got a pretty big milestone level coming in with level 75 range. That is the level for Toxic Blowpipes and the Twisted Bow. Of course, we don't have either of them, and it'll probably be a little while before we have either of them, but those are two amazing weapons that we will be going for on this account. So you'll love to see that 75 range coming in. Also at 78 magic, we're getting pretty close to the stats that we want to take on Barrows as well as Zulrah, so have that to look forward to. Alright, so we're about to start the Recipe for Disaster quest, just so I can get those two mini quests out of the way so we can start camping those seaweed spores and then get enough Nightmare Zone points to imbue our Slayer Helm once we get that. Nice and easy. There is the Dwarf saved, so the first mini quest in our Recipe for Disaster journey has been completed. And there's the Pirate Pete mini quest done, which unlocked the underwater gear, which we will now use to go ahead and camp for seaweed spores, which we can use to start growing our giant seaweed, which we are going to need for our crafting grind in the future. There's level 67 farming, doing a quick little round here, grew 3 more mahogany trees, so can now grow Candentine, which is awesome. Don't think we'll get another level from these two. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. But I plan on keeping at least 2 of these planted. I think I have a couple more mahogany saplings in my bank that I will plant, but I plan on keeping at least 2 of them planted because I will be cutting a huge number of mahogany trees when we eventually decide to start working on construction. I think my eventual goal is like 87 construction or something like that, and then I can boost up for the ornate pool, but that is a long ways down the road. So slowly over time I'll be chopping down these and banking all the logs, which we will then turn into planks. We are actually going to wrap up the episode there, guys. There's a lot of clips in this video, and I don't want it to get too long and have too much in there. So we're going to go ahead and move our goals for the Mage Arenas 1 and 2, as well as starting some Barrows into our next episode. That should be the first thing we knock out of the way. Currently right now we are just getting really low on the cash stack. So what I'm doing is I'm doing some agility pyramid just to get that cash stack up. I have a full inventory of water skins, and I'm just going to chill here until I run out of those, or I have something else that I need to go do. But yeah guys, that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to see you guys all in the next one. Peace.